Okay, we are live, we're live. Hey folks, this is Rotorstorm331 doing back to marathon as retrothon as usual. Normally I do have beat 'em ups, but this time we have a platformer kicking things off from my side. This time we're playing Joe Mac. I just got started with this speedrun late last year and did get a PB on 24:53 for this game recently. And I don't know how things are going to turn out because we are going to be implementing some safety strats that you would not normally see in Marathon. But before we do get started, we're going to be playing this on easy mode. And this is usually the recommended submission for the most part. Anyway, we're going to get started. Let me check to make sure the timer's working. Yep, timer is working. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so unlike most of the other versions, you do get access to world map in this game. So normally we don't pick up the bones right off the bat, but we are going to pick up a spare weapon just in case we don't get the fire weapon. Fire weapon is like the second best weapon after the stone wheels, and we want to have fire for quite a while. Each of the weapons functions much differently depending on which one you get. Bones are thrown in an arc, while boomerangs are pretty much thrown straight across, but they come back to you. Fire only gives you one projectile, but it's a very strong weapon, and usually KOs most Neanderthals pretty easily. So we're going to be using this to clean house pretty much on most foes. As you can see, we're laying out all the Neanderthals. So we're already at the first stage boss, so we're going to get ready to start fighting our first boss, the Tyrannosaurus. Basically, in most boss fights, you need to wait about at least 2 seconds before you can arm them again, and it takes up to roughly 4 hits before you can take a unit of their health out, pretty much. Of course, some bosses, like the other Tyrannos, will usually have a little bit more minutes than they would normally let you fire off of. So we're coming. Normally you would be down there to hit this thing, but we did pretty well. Now, of course, if you get a pretty good time, you could pretty much get this done within 1 minute and 20 so seconds. Ouch. Gotta stop right there. Anyway, onwards to this stage. We do want to pick up the stone wheels if we can get it. There's no guarantee, but we are going to try. Yes, we got it. Stone wheels are technically the weapon of choice for most of the game, except for a few instances, but this stage is pretty easy once you master it. Now, of course, I'm doing a little bit of altering because we do not want to be getting hit a whole lot. Of course, we don't want to be taking a whole lot of damage. So we want the stone wheels because that's our strongest weapon. So we're coming up to the Manian plant again here, in which Day's pretty much ripped off Little House of Horrors, aka Seymour. So once you get down to the last health, it takes 2 more hits to bring this guy down. So by positioning ourselves behind him, we don't have to worry about it. Alright, so on to the tree stage. This is usually where I usually have some problems. Part of it, of course, is being the bees themselves. Now, sometimes the Neanderthals will drop meat, so if you know which ones to nail off of, we can get our health back up. Now, we're switching to fire for this. This boss is a little bit more susceptible to... Wow, this thing's going into a charge mode already. Ah, that was almost too perfect there. Oh well, can't win them forever. Can't win them all. Alright. So we finished off the tree. Usually we lose like a ton of life going into that part. So coming up, we got our first auto-scroller. Probably the only one in the entire game. But we gotta deal with all these piranhas. They all do have set patterns where they leap out of, but they're pretty annoying. And of course, we gotta take our time because we don't really want to get ourselves too far ahead. But I gotta say, I did have pretty good practice in the days leading up to today with this game. Like I said before, I did get a 2453. Hopefully I'll have a little bit lower as time progresses and I get a little bit better at this game. But anyway, I did play... a friend of mine from Alabama exposed me to this game like years ago. This game, even though I have not really played it in a long time, it still remains one of my favorites from the earlier days of the SNES. Kind of makes me miss Day East, but things happen for a reason. But anyway, we're moving on to this. We do not want to break that egg because that exposes the pterodactyl that'll take us to the bonus rounds. There aren't that a whole lot of bonus rounds to take advantage of. So yeah, you can't really throw the stone wheels or other projectiles until they either go out of the screen or they fade out. So anyway, we're coming up to these primordial dolphins coming up. Your roll attack can also be used as a forward offense if you're lucky. And it does have the ability to climb up some walls and slopes. So you don't really know as to when they're going to jump, but you gotta be ready. Alright, that's a KO if I ever saw one. One of these days I'll get better at that fight, actually. Still new about this game and just got started a few months ago, but the more I practice, the more better I'll get. So we're going to be focusing mostly throwing our weapons at the boulders as a form of self-defense, because we do not have... We're going to be falling all the way down here for quite a bit. Now, we can get some bone weapons if we don't have that weapon. So, how this fight goes really depends whether or not we can get more hits on this guy. Just really depends. And we got the fast pattern. Normally, if you're not very fast enough, he'll become invulnerable and he'll spit out 3 projectiles of the weapon you're using against him. Thankfully, we got the faster one. Alright, we're going on to the ice caverns. Not exactly a very hard stage, but still not a very easy one to get past overall. At least from my experience. But anyway, this is how you basically just use that roll attack to basically just climb up these slopes. Of course, it doesn't climb up all walls, of course, but... I don't know if that really... It does get used with the speed tech, but... we're going to probably take a death, unfortunately. There's really no chance in that, obviously. Now, we do want to be very careful moving forward, because we do not want to... Ooh. Someone was kind enough to give me a 1-up. Well, that never happens. Usually you get weapons. That one gives you a 1-up. I'm going to switch to fire for this one. Now, normally the speedrun strat is basically just to get behind him and attack him. But if you're not comfortable or just getting started like I am, it's probably best to use the fire. Because with that applied, you can basically... it does travel quite a bit beforehand. And we want to use that while the Tusk are out and about. Alright, so he can't really harm us now. Well, I'll be... But yeah, the good news is with the flame, it does travel a bit far before it fades out, so you can take full advantage of that. Anyway, we got the cliffs, pretty easy stage. Probably not going to focus mostly on getting health back, because we're going to go up and fight the boss anyway. I'm going to use the stone wheel for this one. Well, at least he didn't try to charge at me. Oh well. KO! That takes care of the last of the Pteranodons / pterodactyls. Alright, we're going on to the lava field areas now. Now, there are bonus levels that you can go to get keys, but we're not going to focus mostly on that, unfortunately. Alright, I was trying to get up there, and my source hole did not reach, unfortunately. course, this game's pretty much well known as the Caveman Ninjas, as obvious by their Joe and Max sword swords. And of course, the arcade and some of the other versions play way different than this version. I can tell you that right now, just from doing some studying. All right, pick up that one up just to be safe. Oh, thank you. Alright, so we're coming up to one of the other Tyrannos. This is the Gray Tyranno. Like the first one, you need to hit him 4 times to get him to lose a unit of health. He'll usually spit rocks or Neanderthals at you. Sometimes he'll come to your level and sucker punch you with a projectile when it comes back up. So you have to be ready to jump if he goes for that. But yeah, it takes about at least 4 hits to stun these guys and drain a unit of their health. So you have to be very careful when when this guy goes to the bottom floor, because he might just spit out a projectile right off the gate. Yeah, not much you can do when he gets stunned like that. Yeah, I definitely want to be in the air when he goes low, because you just don't know if he's going to spit a rock out or not. Whew. Alright, 4 more hits to lower that health. Yeah, the last Tyranno, unfortunately, is going to have, like, take more than 2 minutes before you can strike him again. Alright, so that completes the first of the lava stages. Well, I should say there's actually 2, but, we're getting close to the graveyard, obviously. Which, by the way, has no association with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card games graveyard. Yeah, we don't want to break the eggs because that reveals a pterodactyl. Don't really care about fighting that Neanderthal. We just want to roll and get going. Alright, this fight is a little bit of an RNG with the Ankylosaurus, of course. It just really depends on which pattern you get from him. So we don't know if he's going to go either left or right. That depends on which way he goes. So if he goes left, that means he'll start opening up a bit after this one. Where are you going? I don't like it when he does that junk. Yeah, he's not the strongest boss, but it's definitely an RNG boss, pretty much. Alright, where is he going? Left or right? Alright, he's going right this time. Alright, so once he lands down here, he'll open up. So we only got 2 more hits to do before he's defeated. Alright, he's going to open up in a bit. Right after this one. Alright, there we go. Now, technically you want him to do that, because that way he can just drop in the middle, and you definitely know this when he'll go for anything else. Alright, he'll be over here. Yeah, 2 minutes lost on that fight, but there's not much you can do with the Ankylosaurus's AI for the most part. But overall, we just got through that stage pretty quickly. Now we're leaving the lava fields and into the graveyard, obviously, and this area is a little bit iffy with the lightning bolts because you just don't know when they're gonna strike. Definitely gives me some terrible vibes from Werewolf the Last Warrior, in that one stage where where you have to climb up the building and you have to deal with all the lightning bolts that come out, and if you get hit by one of them, you get instant game over, pretty much. Also, Werewolf: The Last Warrior is also made by Data East. They may not have had a mainstream game like Mario and all that, but they definitely knew how to create some unique ones, I'll tell you that right now. Alright, so coming up we got the Fossilized Tyranno. He's actually pretty easy in comparison to his brothers. So we're going to wait for 5 chomps. Jump out of the way. Now, we do not want him to get hit in the point where his other bones get scattered, because if that happens, we have to go to the edge of the screen and do rolls to avoid it. So after every 5 chomps, that's the cue to jump. Not bad. Ah, I see. Thanks. Alright, so we're in good shape. We don't need to take the bonus round. So we're going into the final stage. Technically, it's final stage by name only, but... Anyway, we'll use the rolling attack to avoid most of the lightning. If we're lucky, we can avoid getting hit by it. Now, sometimes when you do the rolling attack against the lightning, you can actually avoid getting hit by it. Playing a little bit safe here, because we don't want to take a death. Now, we can definitely cover some more ground with pterodactyls. Alright, so that stage is pretty easy. The boss, on the other hand, is a different story. This is the Red Tyranno, and I give him a nickname called Thick Neck. And this is because he takes way too long for his invulnerability frames to end. I wager it's about 3 or 4 minutes, as opposed to the other bosses. And this is because this Tyranno also acts as our follow-up stage of the final stage. And this guy definitely has a big hitbox. You may not reach it, but if you get hit one part of his nose or jaw, you'll take damage. Now, if you do hide behind here, you gotta duck to avoid getting hit. So yeah, this fight's gonna take some time. Thick Neck is just causing problems. Yeah, I should have hit him by now. It's like taking forever just before we can strike him. Like, I've waited for 2 seconds to attack, and yet I cannot hit him. It's like he gets additional vulnerability frames when he goes for those attacks with his jaw or spits out rocks and Neanderthals. If you're lucky, you can force the Neanderthals to come down and you can beat them for energy with meat. Alright, not a bad round fight. Yeah, this is the SNES version. This is the only version of Joel Mac that has a map stage where you can move around and explore. So anyway, you'd think the game would be over, but we're going inside the Tyranno. It's pretty much the same as the arcade version. We do need to pick up some health, just for safety. Unfortunately, the Neanderthals spend most of the time in this level basically just executing roll attacks and getting right in front of you. So we're just going to ignore all of that, defeat a few, just walk. So good news is, I'm starting to get better at the point where I can start beating this game 1cc. Yeah, nice try, pal. Okay, we do need energy because we're coming up to the boss coming up. So, the final boss is pretty unique, probably due to the fact that it was either Nintendo or something else, but they changed the final boss for this fight. So instead of fighting a Neanderthal merged with dinos, you get to fight a devil. You don't fight the devil right off the gate. So we're going to deal with Seymour's heads coming up first. These guys take 3 hits. We need to take down a few more after we get done here. Back! Back, I say! Alright, so that was actually the easy part, believe it or not. So coming up next is the Red Devil. We have to fight the Devil in 2 forms before we can defeat him. We'll fight him in his red form first, and then we'll battle him in his blue one. Now, you can pursue him. Get rid of that false doppelganger or Mac. Now, probably the best time to hit him is pretty much when he goes for that, obviously, or summons a doppelganger. But technically, we want to avoid. We do not want to be chasing after him, throwing projectiles, because it will take us quite a while before we can start getting them back again. I didn't think that would work, actually. Actually, the Red Devil is actually the easier of the two. Blue Devil, as we'll see coming up, will be a lot different. Ooh, not bad. Not bad for a final hit. Alright, I wish I could say this is time, but we're nowhere near it. Alright, so turns out he disguised himself as a cave babe, and now he's going into Blue Devil form. Another time waster. Unfortunately, Blue Devil is pretty unpredictable because he'll start teleporting around. He'll either be upwards or below. And technically we want him to be near our level so we can hit him more. Unfortunately, we do not want him doing that a whole lot, though. Yeah, this is going to be a problem if he goes for that move a lot. Because that's the biggest time waster out of all of them. Woo! Perfect. Get some more damage off of that. Yeah, we want him to basically be on our level when we attack him. Where are you at? Yeah, why is he doing this to me? Alright, time's coming up once the final hit on Devil lands. Darn it. Alright, there we go. Time. 25:02. Not bad. Whew. It would have been better if he hadn't done all those 2 fire wheel attacks. Woo! Yeah, I did get a time of 24:53, but it really depends on the Blue Devil's combat AI, pretty much. Woo! Oh man, I had a pretty bad practice before this, but this was way loads better. Thank you for the GG's, Riverwind, Smart Tail Smart Alec 24, Finkel Rio TNG J, Smithy Mop, Great Sir Nico, Shemax, and everyone that's currently watching. Again, thank you all from RGLTV for having me again this year. I'll be back early Friday morning to play Streets of Rage 2. I don't know who's going to be winning that one. Me beating Max's easy 80% or Sleep beats me first. Well, hopefully I'll beat Sleep before that. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and hand it on over to the folks of RGLTV and have our next runner coming up. We got some more fantastic runs for this whole marathon, so be sure to watch it whenever you can and whenever possible. This is Rotorstorm331 signing off. Have a great day, take care, and I'll catch you all Friday early morning. Have a great day.